Guys, it's Vandy Azzo back at again with another Future Car Buddy Fight deck profile. This time, it's on my Draninja Katana World deck profile. I was holding off on this one for a while, just like my Draninja one, just so I could have my deck customizations ready. And this one is fully complete. I love it. I tested it out yesterday a bunch, and it was perfect. I hope you guys enjoyed, so don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and go to the Patreon. Let's get started. So like I said earlier, it's my Katana World deck. My Draninja. If I said Draninja, I'm sorry, it's Draninja. So it's my buddy's Gargantua Dry Dragon. 6k power, 6k defense, critical of 2. Put a card from your drop zone to its soul and pay 2 gauge. When it enters the field, pay a gauge. If you do, put the top 2 cards of your deck face down at size 0, 6k power, 6k defense with 2 crit drag odds. And if this card has a soul with Gievo, then all your monsters get power plus 3,000 and plus 1 critical, and this also has move and soul guard. That's really nice. I messed up on that sentence a lot. So anyways, basically that's like a sort of like a worser version of Wind Demon. Like Wind Demon and this thing, you can compare them. They have their ups and downs. They both have They both have the ability to summon tokens. If I say bushing tokens, it's because I watch Battle Spirit, so I apologize if I say that. So I'm just gonna call the tokens at this point. So they both can call bushing tokens, and there's a difference between them because Wind Demon can do it multiple times. Multiple times, not just on place. This one can only do it on place, but this card gives them power while Wind Demon doesn't. So let's get started with the cards. We have no size zeros. I have 2 Battle Dog Under the Moon Nindog for our starting size 1. 3k power, 1k defense, critical of 2. When you enter the field, you get a gauge for each of your DD Dragon monsters. You can gain a max of 3 in this one. It's okay. It's not necessarily the best size one. In fact, it's kind of the suckiest size one. Like in the last one, how Magidog was good, Nindog is not that good. Like how all the Garga decks have their own. Garcat was the best in the Dragon World one. Nimbird is the best in this one, and then Magidog was the best in Magic World. Speaking of Nincat, 2 of Nincat, Autumn Leaves, Flash and Meomi Nincat. 3k power, 2 crit, 1k defense. When this card attacks, choose up to 2 ninja cards with different card names in your drop zone. You may drop a hand card. If you do, put the chosen cards into your hand. Now, I can't say ninja arts, but if it's a ninja, you can add them to your hand just by discarding one. And that works because this deck wants to discard a lot. I would definitely say run 4 of. That's actually a really good ability. Or like Nincat and just loop the skills, because I have a really good spell that loops skills with Nincat. 2 copies of Knives Ninja Technique Ninbird. 4k power, 1k defense, critical of 1. You may only call Knives Ninja Technique Nimbird once per turn. When a Dragon monster enters your field, you may drop a hand card. If you do, gain 2 life, look at top 3, and put up to 1 from one of them into your hand, and send the rest to the bottom of your deck in any order. This ability only activates once per turn. So, you don't have to add anything to your hand, but you can if you want to. For example, this also works if you're calling Drought. Like, say this was your field. Nimbird, a Garga, and you haven't used Nimbird's effect yet. You go Garga, attack, Gievo into Jiraiya. Skill of Jiraiya. Pay 1 gauge, top 2 as bushing tokens. Top 2 as bushing tokens. Get rid of Nimbird, but because a Dragon would still call while Nimbird was technically on the field, you are allowed to use Nimbird's skill if I'm correct about those rulings, which I think I am. Which is really nice, because that's just like a free gain too, and like a lot of stuff, like I said earlier, a lot of stuff likes to be discarded, so that actually helps. Next up, 4 of the original Nimbird. 3k power, 1k defense, critical of 2 at the end of the battle that this card attacked. You may put this card to the drop zone. If you do, gain 1 gauge, burn your opponent 1. That's nice, because say your opponent's like at 6 life, and then they know you have DD Gargantua Punisher in your hand, and you have like 2 gauge. You can go to Nimbird skill, kill itself. I gain 1 gauge, you take 1 damage, you're not 5. Final phase, impact. Screw you, I win. That's a really nice card. It's good for looping, it's just good for gauge getting. Run 4. I played Godpunks yesterday, and I won because Nimbird got me the gauge I needed for the impact, because I had 1 gauge, I needed 2, and I got the 2 from Nimbird. Now into size 2, 3 of Daybreak Orc Intro Dragons. You already know what he does. I just draw one when I have D Dragon Tribe on my field. Same call cost as Gargantuan Dragon, and it has Geovo. Really nice. Bad stats, good ability. 3 of Gargantua Kirikagure Dragon. This is my favorite of the Geovos in this deck. 6k power, 6k defense, critical of 2. Pay 2 gauge and put the top card of deck into his soul. When this card enters the field, you may put a Ninja Arts from your deck into your hand and shuffle your deck. Then if you enter by Geovo, burn your opponent 2 and you gain 2 and move in Soul Guard. Switch those 2 between the gain 2 and burn 2 because apparently there has to be in a specific order. That's actually a really nice ability. I run 3 because I only have 3, but that's actually a good ability. You can like screw your opponent over with that, adding Ninja Arts, adding Nulls, especially since the item counts as a Null if you have a Ninja Arts in your hand. 4 of Gargantua Dragon, like I said earlier, you all know what he does. I'm not even going to bother going over him, but if you want me to, just say so in the comments. Next up, 4 of Jiraiya, you all already know what he does, because I already explained him at the beginning of this video. So, yeah, Jiraiya. Now on to our spells. Every spell in this deck, except for 2, like being dropped by card effects. So, starting with our ones that like being dropped by card effects, 2 of DD Dragon Futon Galeblade. Return a size 2 or less monster or spell from your opponent's field to their hand, or when it's dropped from your hand by card effects, it can be by your opponent. So, got thy rust, get wrecked, because that's how I put this off and how I lived a turn. Choose a card on your opponent's field and pay a life. If you do, bounce it back to the hand. That's how I survived, because if this said by your card effects, I would be screwed. But because it says it doesn't, I discarded by Got Thy Rust effect, and I bounced Shearsliss back to their hand because I had no gauge, and they could have actually ended me with their impact because they had the gauge for it, and I had no gauge, and I would have gone down to 5 life if I wouldn't have done that. So, yeah, I saved myself. So, thanks a lot, Got Thy Rust. You're a real help. 2 of Futon Sweeping Whirlwind. Either put a ninja from your drop zone to your hand. That's okay, I guess, if you need like your cards back. Or when it is dropped from your hand by card effects, your opponent's card effects count 2, charge 1 gauge, draw 1. Once again, your item helps with that and the other one, because that's just pure spam right there. Speaking of which, like say your Jiraiya's in drop or your Kirikagure and you have a Garga on your field, but you don't have one of his main Geovos, then just use this to fetch it from the drop zone. Who cares if you charge and draw extra 1? You can get back monsters and attacks. And you probably can get it back if you pick Kirikagure. 2 of Ninja Arts Hiding in Fallen Leaves. You can either counter, gain 3 life, or when it's dropped from your hand by card effects, gain a life, draw 1, not your own card effects. That's actually really good. It's like Futon Sweeping Whirlwind. Futon Sweeping Whirlwind is charge a gauge and draw 1 when it's discarded by effects. This one is gain a life and draw 1 when it's dropped by effects. That's actually really nice. That's a really nice like hand combo, especially with the item. I remember where like I literally ran up against Dra Ultimate with this, and Tempest mode came out, and it was like 8 attacks from Gargas before the turn was over with, and I just spammed Garquina, and I dropped 5 Ninja Arts. 2 of them were Whirlwinds, 1 of them was Leaves, 1 of them was Gale Blade, and then 1 of them was Art of Getting Fish. That's really nice. I'll explain what Art of Getting Fish is later. Now Art of Speed Run. 4 copies. You may only cast a card if you're during an attack on the opponent's turn. Pay gauge. Nullify the attack, then if you have a drag on your field, destroy a card on the opponent's field. That can be an item, a set spell, anything really. It could be anything. The reason why Art of Getting Fish is more important than this thing, why I'm getting to it now, is because of Art of Getting Fish's second ability and not its first. Its first ability is its drop skill, and by the way, this art and how it feels, this actually feels really nice. I was just buying it just so you can feel it. When it's dropped by effects, charge 2 gauge. That's not that important unless you actually need it. The real reason why I want it though is because you put a total of 2 DD Dragon Tribe monsters or items from your drop zone with different card names into your hand. Then if you put 2 cards, exactly 2 cards, drop a hand card. Now you can loop this with Ninja Arts Hiding in Fallen Leaves or Futon Sweeping Whirlwind or some bull like that into only God knows what, but you have to put exactly 2 for you to drop a hand card. It says you can put up to 2, but you have to put exactly 2 to drop 1. That's a really nice skill. And you only have to put up to 2. Like, say you only had 1, just do it. Who cares? And you don't have to drop 1 either if you don't have a Ninja Arts. So, DD Dragon Doton's Cliff Spinning Wall, our last spell, and our last Nullify too. You may only cast this card during attack on the opponent's turn, and you have a deity dragon tribe on your field. Counter, nullify the attack, and you may drop a hand card. If you do, charge 2 gauge and draw 1. That's nice, because if you discard Futon Sweeping Whirlwind, it's charge 2, and it's just charge 2, because you're paying back the cost for the draw 1, by the draw 1, and then Futon, charge another 1, draw 1, so it's effectively charge 3, draw 1, that's really nice. Now onto our items. 1 copy of Deity Dragon Wishguard Garclaw. I kind of wanted to keep the other copy of it because I don't have Art of Truancy. If I did, you obviously would have seen it at 4 or like some weird number. But unfortunately, I have to substitute with the item. But I wish I could have more copies. I might just cut down an dog for it. 6k power, 2 crit, pay a gauge in life to equip. If you have a Dragon on your field, all monsters on your field cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. So Liai can't destroy them, but it can nullify their effects. It also has double attack. That's actually really good. That protects your monster from being destroyed, so Liai can't screw you over. This protects everything from Liai. Basically, it makes it so that Liai can't touch you unless they use it on your item. Our last item, 3 of Deity Dragonblade Garkunai. 3k power, 2 crit, pay a gauge in life to equip. If you have a Drag God on your field, all monsters on your field gain plus 3k power and plus 1 crit. Combine that with Jiraiya's skill, if he has a soul with G-Evo, provided he has a soul with G-Evo, all your monsters will gain plus 6k power and plus 2 crit. So if you have the 2 tokens on the field, that means they all have 12,000 power, 6k defense, and 4 crit. That's really nice. Also, counteract, if you're being attacked, you may drop a Ninja Arts from your hand. If you do, nullify the attack, now once per turn. So, thanks to Garkunai, this turns all my Ninja Arts into nulls. So counting my Ninja Arts right now that actually are nulls, and then my other Ninja Arts, let's see, 4 more, so a total of 12 nulls, plus another 6, so I technically, because of this, run 18 nulls in my deck. That's amazing. That turns every one of my spells into nulls. That's awesome. Finally, on to our impacts. 4 copies of Deity Gargantua Punish! Sure! Anyways, here's what it does. You all know what this does, and you all know why it's a shiny at the top. You may cast a card if you have a drag on your field, your opponent has 5 life or less, and you have a total of 12,000 power or more of cards on your field. Pay 2 gauge, deal 5 damage. This card cannot be nullified, and the damage cannot be reduced. So, that's actually really broken and really good. So, let me just point out something real quickly, even though this doesn't matter. Comparing the arts. Now, in the shiny one, Yuga looks animated, and like he's having fun with this or some crap, or like he's gonna pop out the card. It looks so real. And it's also my favorite gold foiling of them. While this one, yeah, sure, it's got some detail, it got Yuga shiny and stuff, but it doesn't feel real to me. It doesn't feel real like the other one. So, yeah, I guess it's because of the rarity or something. Well, that was deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and donate to our Patreon. And I'll see you all in the next one. Don't forget to raise the flag. Can you pull a buddy rare card?